It's 11:47 p.m. The lights are off, but your brain isn't. You're replaying the same calculation for the 100th time. Income minus bills, minus obligations, minus everything that makes adulthood feel like a subscription you forgot to cancel. Nothing dramatic happened today. No crisis. No emergency. Just the quiet realization that the numbers never seem to leave you ahead. You already know the result, yet you still check. Why? Because the alternative is admitting this might be the default setting of your life. Then something strange happens. Someone you know, same city, similar salary, similar start, suddenly takes a random Wednesday off. No emergency. No apology email. Just a decision. And the shocking part? They didn't suddenly become rich. They just stopped living inside the calculation. My name is Alex, and I'm obsessed with one question. How do two people with nearly identical lives end up with completely different levels of freedom? Today we're unpacking the financial event almost nobody fully explains, the moment your mortgage disappears. Because when that payment ends, you don't just remove an expense. You remove a hidden constraint that has been quietly shaping every major decision you make. Let's start with reality. The average mortgage payment in 2025 sits around $200, $300 to $800 per month depending on rates. The typical household takes home roughly $5,400 monthly after taxes. That means nearly half of disposable income disappears before groceries, transportation, insurance, or basic living costs even enter the picture. Financial advisors recommend spending no more than 28% of income on housing. Yet millions of households live closer to 4,045%. Not because they are reckless, because housing simply became expensive. Over time, this creates a permanent background question. Can I afford to change anything, or do I need this job to survive? Imagine a couple earning $110,000 per year combined. After taxes and retirement contributions, they take home about $6,800 per month. Their housing costs alone reach roughly $3,300 monthly when you include taxes, insurance, and maintenance. Transportation, healthcare, groceries, utilities, student loans, suddenly they have barely any financial margin left. They didn't overspend. They followed the standard life script. Every career decision now passes through one filter. Will this risk threaten the mortgage payment? Here's the misconception. Paying off a mortgage doesn't eliminate all housing costs. Property taxes, insurance, and maintenance remain. On a $400,000 home, that's roughly $800 $200 per month. But if the previous payment was $2,800, the difference is still about $2,000 monthly in freed cash flow. Now imagine consistently investing that $2,000 per month into a basic index fund averaging 8% annually. After 10 years, about $365,000. After 20 years, over $1.1 million. Not from working harder. From removing a constraint that previously consumed your cash flow. Research shows debt affects cognitive performance. People with fewer active debts demonstrate lower anxiety levels and make more rational long-term decisions. Interestingly, the number of debts matters more than the total amount. Closing accounts produces measurable mental relief, like closing browser tabs you forgot were draining your computer's memory. When the final major obligation disappears, people often change careers, start businesses, reduce working hours, or pursue education. Not because income increased. Because risk became survivable. Financial independence is often calculated as 25 annual expenses. If eliminating a mortgage reduces required expenses by $24,000 per year, the required investment portfolio shrinks by about $600,000. Same income. Completely different timeline. This explains why people without housing debt often appear more confident in their decisions. Their baseline survival cost is lower, which means their tolerance for uncertainty is higher. Small structural changes can significantly shorten a mortgage timeline. Biweekly payments can reduce the loan term by 56 years. One extra payment per year can eliminate over $100,000 in interest. Additional principal payments accelerate equity dramatically. These strategies don't require extreme lifestyle sacrifices, just consistency. When the final payment clears, something subtle changes. The monthly obligation disappears, but more importantly, the constant background calculation disappears with it. Decisions begin to revolve around preference rather than necessity. Time becomes negotiable again. The biggest transformation is not financial. It's psychological permission. That Sunday night calculation you keep running isn't permanent. It only feels permanent because most people never clearly define the finish line. The people who escape the cycle earliest aren't always the highest earners. They are the ones who intentionally design their way out of the constraint. Subscribe for more ideas that make money simpler and life wider.